Yeah.
Kelsey the Athletic. JB, what changed in the second half specifically, and how you guys were guarding Trey, and just sort of what led to the breakdowns in that second half?
I mean, he hit some shots from the jump circle. Um, I think more so than anything, our offense slowed down in the second half. Um, we weren't moving as much. The ball wasn't popping as much. There was a lot of isolation and standing still. And that gave them an opportunity to get going. So that's something, we'll go back and study it and make sure, we continue to find ways to get better over the summer.
And I know, obviously, with the game just hitting, but bigger picture, when you look at just now with this concluding the season, evaluating how far you guys did come, what do you take away, like where you guys are at in this process, and what stands out to you about this season?
This was the most fun I've had since I've been in the NBA. You know, this was the most special group of guys that I've ever been around collectively. I have not been around a group of guys who care so much about each other and care more about the group than any individual accolades or accomplishments. Everything they did the entire year was for the greater good of the team. And, it is special to be a part of. And I'm thankful and appreciative. Like I told the guys in there, and this is being honest, I didn't have one bad day with these guys going to work. Wins, losses, ups and downs. But every single day we went to work together, we enjoyed each other. And that's special. As far as the team goes, we're heading in the right direction for sure. We, accomplished a lot this year. As a team, obviously, with the wins, as individuals taking steps and taking leaps. You know, Tonight obviously is disappointing for it to come to an end so abruptly. But when you sit back and look at all the things that this group accomplished together, you can really be proud of it.
Ashley Bass.Cleveland.com. JB, in the first half, it looked like you guys did so well creating offensively off the turnovers you created. I guess with fewer turnovers that you were creating in the second half, how did you think maybe that played into some of that lack of ball movement and movement on offense you were talking about?
Well, we put ourselves in more half court and late clock situations in the second half. The thrust that we had in the first half, was missing. The turnovers help you there. But even off made baskets, we needed to play more quickly, get the ball across half court more quickly, find that motion, the cuts, the movement, and all those things. And I thought, again, that bogged down in the second half.
And then just Jarrett coming back. I mean, number one, what do you think of what he did and the fact that in a win or go home game, despite him not being 100% like so many guys aren't, he came out and was willing to try to go full force.
Yeah, that's this team. Jarrett, as one of our leaders, understood the moment and was willing to sacrifice, his body for the greater good of the team. It wasn't easy, especially the way that he has to play the game, in the trenches, scrapping and fighting, trying to catch a ball in traffic, like all those things, are extremely difficult for him right now, but he didn't care. He wanted to go out and help his guys, and I thought he did a great job of it.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. The steal that Lowry had late in the game, do you want to just go at that point, or are you trying to get a timeout? He turns it over so quickly. Did you even have a chance to call a timeout?
No, sorry. Yeah, what I saw is the floor was broken, right? We had the advantage of where our matchups were, so we were trying to get the ball up the floor as quickly as we could. To take advantage of a broken floor situation where they don't have a time to set their defense. We just, missed the timeout, missed the turnover there.
Wow. We're right now after Beacon Journal. What were the Hawks doing to Darius? He had a rough night shooting wise. Just wondered, was it something new or just?
I don't think it was new. Give them credit. I thought they did a good job of being physical with him, putting bodies on him, making him play in a crowd. But I think Darius got to his spots also. Shots he typically makes just didn't go for him tonight. But I thought he played the game and manipulated the game and got to his spots for most of the night.
And it's probably not the time to ask this, but I will probably have another one. Just will you allow yourself to think about what if Jarrett hadn't broken his finger, or where you would be even right now?
I mean, you think about all that stuff. You go all the way back to the beginning of it and losing Colin and losing Ricky. Um, you think about what we are when we're whole and what position we're in. Like when you're in the season, you're just trying to figure out a way, to get through it and get to the next game. When you have a moment, even if it's, watching film of a team that you played earlier in the year and you see that team, it is, again, you do think about it. But I give our guys, so much credit. No matter what happened, no matter what was thrown their way, they figured out a way to go out and scrap and put themselves in the position that we were in tonight. And again, I can't say enough good things about this team. I can't tell you enough how bright the future is of this group. We've talked about it before, but you need these moments of disappointment, right? All successful teams at some point in time have had a moment of disappointment that has driven individuals and teams to become better. And I expect this to be that moment.
Jeff.
JB, next year you're not going to catch anybody by surprise. So, what's it going to be like going into next season? Well, you guys were just like fresh this year, So, how will that be different going into next year?
I mean, we're good enough. We're good enough to beat people, so we don't have to catch them by surprise. We just need to play well, and if we play well, we're going to continue to win our fair share of games, and our guys are going to continue to get better. This version of the team you see in front of you isn't the version you're going to see next year. That team's going to be better because I know our guys are going to work their tails off this summer to get better. So we won't need to catch people by surprise.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, JB.
What's up, Chris?
What are the emotions like after this one?
Disappointment, sadness, to be honest with you. You try to split yourself into two people, and the coach is part of you is, sitting there and looking at the opportunity that was there. The human being is saddened because, I don't get to go to work with my guys tomorrow. And we were talking about it like this is the most special group of guys I've ever been around as a whole. And like our relationships and, how we feel about one another is genuine. And, that to me is the hardest part of this is having to go through, that part without them.
And then in the second half, how did them going with the Kongwu, how did that change what you guys were trying to do offensively?
I don't think it was him necessarily that changed us. I think, we did some things where we slowed the game down too much. We ended up in low shot clock situations entirely too many times. I thought we were trying to over manipulate the game instead of just taking what the game was giving us. And, broken record, like this is where you learn. And, as frustrating as it is and disappointing as it is, like you got to take these lumps sometimes to get where you want to go.
And then for Darius, he had such a great season for you guys. He was so important to your success, and for him to finish it tonight the way that he did, 9 of 27, 5 turnovers. What's the message to him after this one?
It's about the collective of what he did this entire year. You know, he meant so much to us. He grew so much. You know, he separated himself from the pack. You know, and he needs to keep going. You know, this one moment, it doesn't define him. What I know this moment will do is motivate him. And, you know, I know what his work ethic is, and I know what he'll look like over the summer. And he's going to come back even better next year because of it.
All right, thanks, Jay.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, JB.
Thank you.